When I was small and my body wanted to get big, I swear I could feel my bones from the inside out, shifting, stretching, ready to explode from my skin. My mom called them growing pains. She said usually when we grow, it happens slowly and you can't feel it. But I was growing fast, and the world needed me to be big and strong. Not to worry, she said. It'll be worth it. Just wait. Our world is hurting. Our people are hurting. Our planet is hurting. When there is an imbalance in the body, we get sick. To keep itself alive, the body sends little soldiers, antibodies and white blood cells, to attack the invaders. What if we're the invaders? What if we have caused an imbalance in this ecosystem? In this body? We are not immune to scientific facts. Homeostasis, the tendency of a biological system to maintain physical and chemical conditions, does not make an exception for the human species. Because that is what we are. We are a species on this planet. We are highly evolved. But what a shame that our drive to innovate has led to destruction. That the knowledge we seem to value among the innumerable forms from cultures around the world has been largely Western focused, from societies rooted in exploitation, overconsumption, and a separation from nature. What a shame that our unusual capacity for compassion has been replaced by greed. That theories of sovereignty run political decision-making. That selfishness is not only expected, but that our systems and institutions are created in anticipation of and dependent on its longevity. We are not immune to scientific fact. We are highly evolved, but evolution is happening around us. And it feels like we're going backwards. There's a common belief in Buddhism that anything that moves has sentience. The fundamental laws of physics and chemistry suggest that atoms are in constant motion. The atoms that make up our bodies and the dirt beneath our feet, the air that we breathe, and the water that we drink. The protons, neutrons, and electrons that make up atoms, that make up everything, are made of 99.9% space, of energy. When a particle interacts with another, they continue to influence each other from insurmountable distances. When scientists manipulated one particle's spin state, its partner particle also changed its spin state in the opposite direction. We are entangled with everything on this planet through energy. We are interconnected at the deepest of levels. Everything we do has an impact on the world around us, on every human and plant and rock and air and water and everything in between us. One day, the Earth will evolve to the actions of and in competition with humans. Who do you think will win?
Look at our society and compare it to previous societies and what happened to those. And one is the Society of Easter Island, that's home to the giant 80-ton statues, and no one could figure out exactly how those statues were carved, let alone moved across the island with an unmechanized society. There was once a lush subtropical paradise there full of natural resources that supported a huge population, and in a few generations of conspicuous consumption, they denuded the island and literally wiped themselves off the face of the earth. The Hopi dwellings in Arizona are the longest continuously occupied dwellings on Earth. How did these people in this place that gets virtually no rainfall and such extremes of temperature, of hot and cold, how have they survived sustainably for all these years? Look at their practices of being knit together, of understanding that their fate really depends on one another, and to thank each other and everyone who provided the food for them to eat, and including the land itself and the rain and the sun that created the food that's in front of them. So they never want to forget that web of life, and that their individual actions or lack of actions will determine whether or not they're sustainable as a society. I often try to compare our society, which looks a lot more like the Easter Islanders, who obviously aren't with us anymore. We can learn a lot from these sustainable societies, and that we're beginning to do that. The only question is, can we make the changes necessary fast enough?
The environmental crisis and so much of the hurt in the world today is rooted in our separation from nature and each other. We've forgotten that we are merely a species on this shared planet, a minuscule dot within the greater universe. We've forgotten that we are not infinite, that power derives from cohesion, that our brains are amazing tools which can be used for good if we prioritize empowering our communities, encouraging each other to pursue what we are truly passionate about, so that we can fill our niche and not have to rely on competition. Remembering that art and music and literature save lives, and that is magic. Learning from other cultures that truly operate sustainably. Because sustainability is not reusable water bottles and straws or even well-worked policy. But it is supporting and sharing gratitude for each other. Seeing each other and ourselves as an extension of the planet. All as a sack of atoms in motion, dancing around, trying to figure out why we were plopped here in the first place. Reform and lifestyle changes are discounted as radical. But I think what's radical is destroying our habitat, destroying our home, living in willful ignorance while future generations and disenfranchised communities here today suffer. Our world is hurting. Our people are hurting. And our planet is hurting. But what if we did something about it? What if we believe that we have the power to fix it? What if this is what we choose to come together on? To realize that we need each other because we cannot do this alone. What if now is when we restore balance? What if these are growing pains?